Recently I was walking the Wales coastal path when I stumbled across a forgotten World War II era military airbase. Initially I came across fragments of concrete mortar positions, but the further into the complex I walked, the more I discovered old workshops, command buildings, strange machinery and multiple defence pillboxes. As it turns out, this wasn't any regular airfield. It was hurriedly built in 1941 and completely abandoned right after the war, which begs the question, why was this out-of-the-way airbase so heavily defended? Today we're going inside the ruins to uncover its secret history. Okay, so last night I went for a walk on this section of the Wales coastal path and I stumbled across an old World War II military base. The base was about a mile away from where I am now, but leading up to it you see things like this. This would have been an old observation post. I thought initially it might have been a pillbox, but it's not. I did know that there was an airbase along here during the Second World War, but I always assumed that there wasn't much left there. It turned out that there's a lot of interesting stuff to see there. In a second I'll show you the footage that I filmed last night. The further I walked into the base, the more interesting it got. My battery died during the filming, so I'm going back there tonight, and I've also done a lot of research about the place, so I'll be able to give you some interesting information about the history of the place. Never been on this section before. There's used to be a World War II airbase just over the hill here. Got these metal poles here, and in the distance over there, guessing they must have been part of the fence line. Go and have a look, see what we can see. There's something on top of here as well. Guessing there must have been some kind of gun here. More metal poles here. And what looks like a lookout post, I guess. Keeping an eye on the Irish Sea. See some more buildings over there. I wonder if you can still make out where the runway was. Tarmac road here. Wonder if this is where they'd park some of the aircraft. Is there a hangar here maybe? Not sure what this is. There's loads of these along that tarmac section. Apologies if it's a bit windy, I'm not using my usual camera, I'm using my mobile to film this. See, there's some more buildings over there, but I think there's a fence on those. And there's another building over there. This looks interesting. bars on the window. Sardines. Don't think that's. Don't think that dates to the Second World War, though. Just a small room here. Guessing that's a bathroom. Looks like somebody's been sleeping rough here. Ah yeah, toilets here. Damn. It's a substantial fence here. More buildings over there. Oh wow, I think I can see like a little pillbox over there. It's just to the left of that building. I think there might be another one down to the right over there. Kind of gone back the way I came now, and this road section seems to just kind of loop round, kind of just round there and back towards that building I was in earlier. So I don't know, were there some more buildings here at one time maybe? Another one of these, no idea what that is. And you've got a little section that breaks off here, but it kind of ends just over there. There seems to be a large structure on the cliffside, not kind of the other side of this. Try and see if I can make it up to there. Okay, the other side of that building now. Seems to be some kind of, don't know, gun position here. Another concrete thing there. Wonder what that is. You can see parts of that structure I mentioned earlier over there. There's a big mound of earth over the majority of it. So that looks interesting, we'll go and have a look. Okay, this is going to be interesting or a major disappointment, let's see. Oh, what's this then? Look at that. What were these for? Bloody hell, looks like a crack down in here. Seems to have been fenced off at one time. Take a picture of this and I'll ask AI what it might be. Okay, AI seems to know what it is. This must have been some kind of engine room. There would have been some kind of mechanism here which raised fake tanks or fake aircraft for target practice from the other side. So that big mound of earth is to protect the structures over here. So I'm guessing stuff was raised and maybe moved along here for people to fire at. Just the view from the other side of it. Let's go and have a look at those buildings over there. Sadly they're fenced off, but we'll have a look through the fence. It's actually a racetrack just the other side of the buildings. Had a look, it's actually a moat placement in case of a ground attack. So not so much to protect against something coming from the sea, but if there were paratroopers who landed in the airfield, they'd be able to use these mortars inside the base. Looks like the fence is damaged here. I think I may actually be able to go inside. Look at that fence went all the way down there. There's another lookout post maybe. Wow, look at that. Pillbox. Obviously looking out towards the sea, but also to protect the inside of the base as well. Wow. There's another one in the distance there, but I won't bother going there because it's going to be identical to this one. Let's have a look at these buildings. And the pillbox there. Guessing this might have been kind of administrative building maybe. Look, window frames are still here. I wonder when this place was abandoned. I'll try and find out. I am probably trespassing now, since I've gone over the fence line over there. So I'll try and keep a low profile, because this is probably part of the racetrack now, or they probably own it. doesn't look, well, it looks old, but not that old. So I wonder if the base was still in use, maybe up to the, I don't know, 1960s maybe. Wow, there's loads of pillboxes. There's another one over there as well. See that green thing? More buildings here. I wonder what this is. I don't want to climb on top of it because I'm going to be visible to anybody who's in the racetrack then. This one's actually in use. There's some more buildings over here. Look at that. There's like a caravan over there. So I'm risking getting detected now, so I've had a good innings. I'll go back the way I came. I've not been able to work out where the actual runway would have been. So maybe it was down there where the racetrack is now, maybe. But the place is massive. I thought it was like a small airbase. This was strange. You got like a circular concrete section here, but a fence running through the middle of it. Very strange. I'd love to know what these things are. Okay, that was the point where my battery died on my phone. Back to the present day. Now I'm back at this spot with the strange machinery. A little bit concerning. When I was here last night, I'm pretty sure those trainers weren't there. Anyway, it turns out that the airbase opened in 1941. It was considered kind of a medium-sized airfield, but there were around 600 soldiers or airmen based here, and there were 3 runways, but they were grass runways, and the main purpose of the base was for target practice for air defence. I mentioned this this place with the machinery last night, so you would have had like fake tanks and fake planes being moved across here for targets practice. Now you've got this big open area here. There were no buildings here because obviously they were firing at that point from just up here. If you look on Google Maps, you can work out from where they were firing. I'm guessing they must have been firing from along here. You can see kind of raised earthworks there. Not sure what this is. Seems to be a rubbish bin at the moment. Initially, when the base opened, all the accommodation was in the form of tents before they constructed accommodation buildings. From what I can work out, there's none of the accommodation buildings still here. So all the buildings that you see would be kind of command centres, workshops, that kind of thing. It's just started to rain. The weatherman told me it wasn't going to rain. Bastard. Another way that they trained for anti-aircraft warfare was they had aircraft going up and they were towing kind of fake planes, kind of canvas planes behind them, and there was another small military installation nearby which targeted the prop planes behind the real aircraft. There were another 2 military airfields in this area. I'm not sure if those were attacked from the air. I know that the town of Caergybi nearby was attacked, but definitely this airbase wasn't bombed at all. But there would have been fatalities here as a result of accidents. The base was actually a satellite base for a larger airbase in northeast Wales, and they used to bring aircraft here for maintenance, including Wellington Bombers, which they stored here under camouflage nets. And apparently there was a shortage of propellers for these aircraft, so they'd fly an aircraft in and they'd remove the propellers and drive them to northeast Wales and repeat the process. This is the area where I was last night when my battery died. Kind of researched this circular section here, and AI seems to think there would have been an underground control bunker here, but I'm not certain about that. Just going to have a look inside this. I didn't do that last night. Window there to keep an eye on the Irish Sea. Now, if you think it's strange that the fence goes through the middle of this round section here, I think what's probably happened is the fence line would have been way over there during the Second World War, and the land was given back to the landowners in 1946, so they moved the fence line here. The place was completely abandoned for a couple of years, but it was then acquired by the Ministry of Agriculture, who used some of the buildings up to the mid-60s. Showed you these pillboxes last night. There's a number of them here. So it was a heavily defended airbase. As you can see, this is a circular prefabricated concrete cylinder. These were designed to be manufactured off-site and dropped into position to provide cover for a small crew. There's some writing on the wall there. Can't make it out though. Polinto, I'm not sure. Seen a vehicle in the distance going down with the orange lights on its roof. Trying to keep out of sight. During the Second World War there were 3 large metal hangars here, similar to the ones I'm showing you on screen now. There's obviously some kind of building here at one time. You see the steps there. Oh no, I can hear that vehicle again. Just get out of sight for a minute. This building here, I'm guessing, was some kind of workshop. Because you've got a big doorway there. Believe it or not, another way that they used to do target practice here was they had radio controlled planes, kind of full-sized planes that had been converted, and they lost control of one of these aircraft on one occasion, and it flew into the side of a mountain. Fence went right down to the cliff edge there. I guess it must have been a storm that brought it down. If you've come across this channel for the first time, the channel name is LT Jones, and I make famous graves videos, filming location videos, historical sites and pop culture videos. Please subscribe if that is of interest to you. YouTube kind of sucks at notifying people of new videos at the moment, so even if you're already subscribed, please click on the bell button so you get notified every time there's a new video. Completely missed this last night. There's a doorway here, or a manhole I mean, so there must be a bunker under here, I'm guessing, and these pipes maybe were for ventilation. Let me know if you've got a different theory. Okay, show's over. We'll see you next time.